While MMA and pro wrestling are often considered close cousins, the big difference between the two is obviously that in pro wrestling, results are predetermined, while the same cannot be said for the UFC and other MMA promotions. But has it always been this way? With unusual circumstances surrounding many famous UFC fights, there still has not been any hard evidence to prove that UFC fights are fixed. But there have been many questionable decisions. No man has ever been closer to the action than former UFC referee Big John McCarthy. In 1993, he became involved with the newly created Ultimate Fighting Championship tournament. He was the referee for UFC 2, launching a career as a UFC referee. He was also the referee for UFC 6, Tank Abbott vs Oleg Taktarov, which he recently said during his podcast was 100% fixed. Here's the full quote. Early on in the UFC there were definitely fights that were fixed. You can go back and watch it and see. And Tank Abbott was actually the recipient of it both times. Back then, there was a tournament format, and you had to win 3 fights to get the title. Tank had won 2 fights, so he was in the final. In the other bracket going into the semi-final, was Oleg Taktarov fighting one of his teammates, so his manager told Oleg to go out there and beat him with a quick submission, so he could fight Abbott in the final. He goes in for a takedown, and just gets choked out straight away. The fight was 9 seconds long. There is no doubt it was a fix. I was refereeing it. It happened again involving Abbott with Don Fry, where before the final, Don Fry happened to get the only leg lock of his career, when his opponent literally just lifted his leg in the air. Pride did fix fights too back in the day with Mark Coleman. It has happened.